do a lot of noise. And you can see the evidence of war around this gate. Well, the main force in Jaffa fell, and they actually broke through the forces over here. And then they broke through, they came into the Jewish border. There was a great rejoicing. The Jews felt as if one of them said, I felt like the Messiah came when I finally saw these people, excuse me. And the only thing is, as far as they know, they were only a distraction for them. And they already had other missions planned for them, so they stayed for a few hours, and then they left, not knowing that nobody else made it through except for them. And the minute they left, the Jordanians came and closed the road up again. And eventually, the Jewish quarter would fall after lots of battles. Muhammad Attal, the Jordanian commander, finally, when this guy, Moshe Rosnak, he wasn't even the commander here, he was an officer coming in to visit somebody, and the officer here sees there's a new officer, it's like, oh, if you can just take my place for a few hours, I gotta go get some stuff done, I'll be back. And he goes on a convoy, he leaves, never comes back. Moshe Rosnak finds himself in command of the Jewish border. And the orders were to fight to the end, no surrender. And he did that as much as he could, and till a certain point there was also a whole bunch of civilians, women and children here. And they were pressuring him like, what are you fighting for? Don't you see it is hopeless? Don't you see nobody's going to make it out of here alive? But he stood by his orders. And eventually what the Jordanians did, they just started blowing up one house after the other. And finally they had like 1,700 guys, women, children, maybe 200 warriors were caught up at this, they set a perimeter at this synagogue. And as the Jordanians were getting closer, then the rabbi takes all the children and he brings them in front of the ark, where they keep the Torah scrolls, and they open the ark, and he kind of has a shout out with the Lord. Why is he doing this? I mean, where you want to take us, that's okay, but what did these children do to you? And Moshe Rosnak, when he sees that, that was what helped him make his decision, and he decides to surrender. So when they go out, Muhammad Attal, when he comes, and he sees what was fighting him and what hold him here, he was held here in place for 2 months by these warriors. And he couldn't believe it. He says, what? This is, they had like 20 guns left by now, maybe one rifle, no machine guns no more, Molotov cocktail bombs, maybe a few grenades. This is what was holding the Jordanian Legion, a professional armed and trained by British Army. This is what was holding me here. And he has a very famous statement. He says, if I knew that this was stopping me, I'd come and fight you guys with sticks and stones. But nevertheless, on the other hand, now he has to take a whole bunch of prisoners back, and he doesn't want to be made a fool, so he takes like old men, young men, anything he can get his hands on. Altogether, he takes something like 700 prisoners back to Jordan, and the rest were set free. So out of all of that battle, we lost the old city, and that's also important to understand. I don't know if I made that clear enough. Every time people are talking about a two-state solution based on the borders of 67, that actually means to divide Jerusalem. That actually means that all the places that we travel, you will not be able to travel in. The only reason why we get to travel in all of these holy sites is because Israel is in control here. You see what happens when Muslim gets control and authority over Christians. Not the same. So when people say a two-state solution in the borders of 67, it's very easy to say, yeah, that's the solution, when you don't understand. And I hope you make it very clear to your neighbors and friends and communities what the borders of 67 actually mean, dividing Jerusalem.